Hello, hello. All right, so I'm taking y'all through my full day of eating. And this light back here is way too bright, so I had to cut it off. So, meal number one. First of all, I've been up a while. Typically, I don't know if you can see, this is my coffee. In my coffee, I do usually have protein added to my coffee, as well as collagen. Now, collagen is not the same as protein. However, I just like it. So, I don't care what all the studies say. All right. So, very first thing we're going to do is get out the things. And I have, this is my typical breakfast. So, I have one pasture-raised egg. They're delicious. Plus added whites, blueberries, and a Thomas's Light English muffin. Okay, so I've got the skillet warming up because I do fry my egg. And don't get grossed out. I typically drink my egg whites. Now, I am hungry lately, so I could mix these up with my egg to have them as scrambled, but I'm not, because honestly, it just takes me too long to eat that. I can eat a fried egg like that, y'all, but I cannot, when I have that volume of the egg whites added, I just can't do it. So I've got my egg whites over here on the scale. And I'm just going to leave that propped up there. I typically go somewhere around 175 to 200. Okay, so we've got 179. Yes, I drink these. It's because they are pasteurized. Shake well. I don't know if I shook them well, but here we go. It's going to take me like 3 gulps. I'm not saying it's the best thing in the world. I just like to get it over with. So, my coffee's not hot. So, I'll pour that in there. I typically heat up my coffee like 3 times a day, at least. So, I'll get those egg whites out of there. And then, usually what I do is just use my cup, whatever I'm using for my egg whites, to put my berries in. So I'm typically going around 100. I'll have to go back and see what I had measurement wise. Okay, so we got 105 grams of blueberries. And so then I just kind of wash them off. And I typically add a little bit of stevia to my berries, because, you know, they can be a little bit twangy. Kind of like my accent. All right, so 105 grams of blueberries, and then the last thing I do is just measure. Yes, I could put one Thomas's Light English muffin, but you know what? They're all different grams, so I still weigh them. So that's 61. And I think the average is about, I think on the package it might say 57. So we're going to get this to the toaster. We're going to go ahead and put the egg in here. My husband fusses at me if I don't let the skillet get hot enough. Oh, see, it didn't sizzle. I put it on there too early, y'all. All right, so my egg's in the pan. I usually put a little bit of sea salt on the top of that. I'm going to get my muffin in the toaster. I'll give you a view of the final presentation. And this will be the all-day thing, okay? So hang in with me. Okay, I'm back, y'all, for meal number 2. I am already starving. I think I just ate 2 hours ago. Okay, so I have a new goal I have set for myself for produce. My goal is 400 to 500 grams a day. So we're going to say about more so on the vegetable side than the fruit side. So we'll say 100 to 200 fruit and the rest vegetables, but that's it can vary. So I know right now, meal number 2, I don't have enough broccoli, I'm pretty sure. So this is like all I have left. So I have also gotten celery out of the refrigerator because I let it sit too long. So here's a little tip. If you cut it up and you put it in ice water in a glass, it will crisp it back up. So I just keep it in the refrigerator like that. Now the tops have gotten a little bit of brown spots, which I don't like, so I'll just cut those off. But we got to see how much broccoli I have first, okay? So we'll put that in there. That's like only 57, so that's not that great. I'm going to need at least about 50 on the celery front. So we got 57 broccoli. We're just going to get out a few stalks of celery and see what that gets us to. 51. Okay, so that's good enough. That's 108, right? So it's good. All right, so trying to have some produce at each meal. And then I have some 96.4 beef here that I already have cooked, and then some jasmine rice. So I'm going to take my celery out of my bowl, and I'm going to measure out my jasmine rice. And I have lost my fork. All right, so I like to just kind of make a little, kind of like a little burger bowl. Here comes Carter. And so I'm going to put in here, it's a training day. So my carbs are a little bit higher on a training day. I've got 114 grams of rice. So again, I'm going to forget all of these numbers. But we're going to attempt. So then I usually measure my cooked meats in ounces. So like that's how I enter them in my Fitness Pal. I'll put like how many ounces I have cooked. So this patty is going to be a little bit big, I think. So we'll move this over here so you can see what I'm doing. So right now, make sure that your scale is flat when you're measuring. This is probably not too much. It's probably a little bit more than I would eat in a typical meal because normally I'm going to go like 4 to 5 ounces. Okay, so that's 5.6 cooked. That'll just like get me a little bit ahead for the day. Okay, so meal number 2, and I will show you what it looks like when it's fully prepared. Okay. Okay, y'all, I am inserting this video for my day of eating. After meal 2, I don't know what happened. It just went out the window. I had recorded my entire commentation of, is that a word? Of my meal 3, which was chicken, spring mix, salad, tomatoes. I had some celery. Oh no, that was with my meal 2. But my spring mix chicken salad was kind of like meal 3. And then I had a little bit of canned pork rinds because I wanted something salty before my sweet. Then I had my pre-workout, my intro workout, and my post-workout. And all of those were fairly close together. My intro workout, I'll just share with you how I do that. I have my intro workout built as a meal, right? So in my meals, this is the way I have it recorded, and then that way I can just make any changes from there because it's basically the same. I have a pack of the Element, which is the electrolyte mix, branch chains, creatine, glutamine, and unflavored dextrose for my intra-workout carbs. So that totals about 87 calories, and it's pretty much all carbs. It's like 21 and a half carbs if I have that all measured correct. So I will just add that as a meal, each day that I do train. And then my post-workout varies, but I typically have some type of protein right after training, and then some type of quick carbs. It could be a Pop-Tart, but mostly I try to do like cereal that is like sugar cereal that's kind of quicker absorbing, and that's kind of the time to have that because your muscles are sort of ready to replace the glycogen quickly. So you don't want a lot of fat post-workout, and you don't want a lot of fiber to slow things down. So you're just kind of getting that in there, and then you would typically have a post-workout meal as well. But at the end of this day, I pretty much was out of everything. I had a little bit of carbs left and a little bit of fat, so I have typically a nighttime, I use Moon Brew before I go to bed, so I'll typically add some protein to that if I need protein left, or some milk. And then I did have a little bit of carbs left for the day too, so I had some banana. So this is my full day of wrap up, and so it'll just take you through the end of each thing so you can see a little picture, and we will try to do another one of these very soon and not screw all of my video up. Okay, so thanks for watching, and you can just see the rest of my little clip, and please let me know if you would like to see anything else. I would love for you to like, comment, ask questions, all of that. It will keep me going on the YouTube posts, and let me know what you want to see next.